When someone asks me what do I actually do in my job, my first thought is I write code, but that's not even scratching a surface. My job isn't just sitting in front of the computer and typing random stuff. It's a mix of creativity, problem solving, and lots of trial and error. So what do I actually do all day? Let's break it down. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. I'm a web developer with years of experience in building, optimizing, and designing websites. And today I'm excited to take you behind the scenes of my day-to-day task at my job as a front-end developer. Let's dive in. First off, let's talk about meetings. Whether you love them or hate them, they are a huge part of the job. Every day usually kicks off with stand-up meeting. It's a quick 15-minute check-in where everyone on the team gives a rundown of what they're working on now, what's blocking them, and what are they planning on working next. Sounds simple enough, right? But this short ritual is critical for keeping the whole team aligned. It's the moment where you can flag issues early before they snowball into bigger problems. But stand-ups are just the beginning. There are planning meetings where we map out new features and prioritize tasks. This can turn into heated discussions as we try to balance ambitious ideas with tight deadlines. Then there are retrospectives, basically what went wrong and what can we improve sessions, and sprint planning to decide what we'll tackle next. And let's not forget about ad hoc meetings. These pop up when something unexpected happens, like a major bug or a sudden change in requirements. Sure, meetings can sometimes feel endless, but they're where a lot of the groundwork is laid. This is where ideas start to get shape, problems are resolved, and everyone ensures that they are working on the same goal. This is all about communication and collaboration, two skills that are just as important as coding in this role. Problem solving. This is where the magic and headaches happen. Solving problems is at the heart of every front-end developer. It's not just about writing code, it's about figuring how to make things work when they don't. For example, new feature can work perfectly in Google Chrome, but it's falling apart in Safari. Or maybe the web page is loading too slowly and you need to hunt down what's dragging it down. The process starts with identifying the issue. Often this means reproducing the bug or problem, which can sometimes be the hardest part. Ever heard of a bug that only happens on a specific device, on a specific browser, under specific conditions? Yeah, those are very fun. Once I have handle on what's going wrong, it's time to investigate. I dig through code, test assumptions, and rely heavily on tools like browser DevTools, performance monitors, and of course, trusty Stack Overflow. Solving these problems is equal parts creativity and research. Sometimes you find answer in 5 minutes and wonder why you were ever stressed. Other times you go down the rabbit hole of debugging whole project and reading through logs, only to find that the root cause was something really tiny and one line of code can fix it. But the best part is that rush of accomplishment when you finally crack it. You fix the issue, push the update, and the API is better for it. On the one hand, it can be very frustrating sometimes, but on the other, it's very satisfying when pieces finally click together. Adding new features. This is where creativity meets technical skills. Adding new features is arguably the most exciting part of these jobs because it's when you get to build something completely from scratch. It all starts with understanding the requirements. Sometimes you get detailed specification and design, and other times you get just vague idea, like make it user-friendly, and you're left with figuring out what this exactly means. Once I've got a clear idea of what's needed, I plan on how to implement it. This involves a lot of decision making. What libraries or frameworks should I use? How do I ensure this feature integrates smoothly with the rest of the application? What edge cases should I account for? From there, it's all about writing the code, creating the UI, components, connecting them to backend APIs, and ensuring everything works together seamlessly. But building new features isn't just about functionality, it's also about user experience. Will it load quickly? Does it look good? Is it accessible to all of the users? These questions are always on the back of my mind as I work. Once new feature is coded, I test it and look for any bugs, inconsistencies, or performance issues. Finally, I deploy it and wait for the feedback. Seeing users interact with something that I've created is very rewarding, and it's also proof that all of those hours of hard work were worth it. Fixing bugs. Bugs are the uninvited guests of software development. They show up unexpectedly, make a mess, and refuse to leave until you deal with them. Fixing bugs is a big part of my job, and no two bugs are ever the same. Some are obvious, like misaligned items in the UI, which can be fixed in seconds, but others are subtle and elusive, requiring many hours to investigate them and track them down. The first step is reproducing the bug, and sometimes it can be very easy, like clicking a button and the error pops up. Other times it feels like chasing a ghost. Once I've nailed down the issue, I dive into debugging it. This means going through code line by line, reading logs, and running tests to pinpoint where things are breaking down. Bugs aren't always technical, sometimes they're about misunderstanding requirements. For example, a feature might work perfectly from technical standpoint but doesn't align with what the user expected. Fixing it means rethinking the implementation while keeping deadlines and dependencies in mind. It's not very glamorous, and it also can be very frustrating when you keep staring at the same problem for many hours. But when you finally figure it out, it feels like solving a complex puzzle. The moment when everything clicks and app runs smoothly again is the moment when you're reminded why you love this job. Bugs might be annoying, but fixing them is a very satisfying part of every software development process. So what do I actually do as a front-end developer? It's a mix of meeting, problem solving, feature building, and bug fixing. It's not always glamorous, and some days feel like a grind, but at its core it's about taking an abstract idea and turning it into something real. Something that people can use and enjoy. It's challenging, rewarding, and always evolving. And the best part, no 2 days are ever the same. So if you ever wonder what front-end developers actually do, well, now you know. And if you enjoyed this video, you may also like my other video about why I love being a front-end developer. And as always, like, comment and subscribe.